Thomas was a tank engine who lived at a big station. He had 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome. He was a fussy little engine, always pulling coaches about.
Hello everyone, this is Wong Village speaking, and today we're doing another review, and this time we're doing it on the very highly sought after 80th anniversary railway series style Thomas from Plarail. So because we don't usually do review starting with the actual box, but because this time is really special because it's the 80th anniversary and I really liked the box, the design and the illustration on the box, and I think it's worth looking at first. So we'll start our review on the box. So on the front of the box you can see the infamous illustration of Thomas pulling the trucks out of tunnel from the railway series, and the Plarail Thomas logo is here. Moving on, we can see the illustration because as some of you may know, Plarail's new packaging do not include that see-through plastic sheet, so you actually cannot see the product, which is part of a problem which we will cover later. But nonetheless, we have a picture, an image of the railway series style 80th anniversary Thomas here, which is the promotional image that we all lose our mind online when we first saw it, and it's presented very well on this packaging. So moving on, we have some title saying the Thomas original series 80th anniversary, and the new Thomas and Friends logo, and surprisingly there's a little Mattel here. I've never noticed this Mattel logo on any Plarail Thomas and Friends packaging, but this is the first time I've seen it, and I really like the kind of vintage styling of basically the color choices made on this packaging, and the little patterns of Thomas and the little number 1 here. And we also have this illustration of Thomas, which is actually the CGI Thomas, which is a bit strange, but I think it looks really good. So moving on here, this is the illustration of which the face is based on, and it's on the book, and obviously it's in Japanese, the Japanese version of the book, that is. So on the top of the box, this is a little description of Thomas, an introduction of Thomas with an image, another railway series image of Thomas, which is interesting to see. On the top it says pretty much the same thing. This is the original illustration. This means something special, things like that, and also the same CGI illustration of Thomas with the 80th anniversary logo, Thomas and Friends logo, which is the new logo. I mean, when I say new, I mean it's not the original, very classic series logo, but yeah, it's not the All Engines Go logo, obviously. And on the bottom of the box, we have the same illustration and some highlighted facial features of Annie and Clarabel, which we will cover later on. And yeah, and we have another illustration of Thomas. Now this is interesting. I'm not sure if this is actually from Railway Series books, or maybe at least, definitely, it's not from the same illustrator as this. The face, which the illustration is based on the illustration. So I think it's a different version of a Railway Series Thomas, which is included here. It looks good, but it looks a tiny bit out of place. So we also have some logos and information QR codes over here, and then we'll turn the box over, where you will see that we have some instructions on how to replace the battery, which is actually same as usual, and some safety information. And it's also made in Thailand, still made in Thailand, which is nice to see. At the end of the box, and I have to move the camera a bit to capture this. At the end of the box, we have the same illustration of Thomas, and at the other end of the box is the Railway Series illustration. We're finally opening the box, and it comes in the same packaging with the plastic bag and some of the foam tubes that we are usually accustomed with. But But interestingly, it also comes with manual, which is not interesting. But why does it come with this manual? It's a bit interesting. The reason being, it is not actually the correct manual. The correct way of opening Thomas, as we all know, is the one illustrated on the box, but it comes with a separate manual which shows the new style Plarail motor, the chassis from, I think, like Gordon, Henry and James, and the bottom, this one should be some Japanese high-speed train, judging from the fronts of the chassis. So this is actually some wrong information given here, but anyways, we're not here for the manual, we're here for Thomas. So before going to Thomas, to keep the moments of suspense, we're going to look at Annie and Clarabel first. Let me turn the face the camera and the light source. So we actually have two different faces here. However, it is not in the way that we are familiar with the shocked face from Annie. This is not the case as shown on the box. However, if we look at it very carefully, which I've studied earlier before this review, you can see that it's actually the same illustration, judging from the exact same window, exact same mouth, nose, as well as the reflection dots, like the white dots on the face. So the only thing is they have edited the eyes and eyebrows, that's all. And because of the Railway series, obviously there is no nameplate, like there's no way of telling them apart from by the name. And by the face, yes, they're different, but you still, well, at least I cannot tell which one's which. So the only way to know is through the coupling, which is installed correctly and directional. So there are several differences between this one and the regular Annie and Clarabel. So we're going to compare them. The first obvious difference, apart from the face, is this little grey strip here, which is painted. It's not a separate part. So they actually, and this part, the undercarriage, is not usually painted. So they actually designed the new part. I mean, designed that a part has to be added for painting, which shows some great thinking, great efforts, and great execution. The paint is quite well applied, and as well as the roof of the color of the roof is also a bit different from the original or the classic Plarail Annie and Clarabel. So, as I cannot get my hands on original Plarail Annie and Clarabel, because in our series we use Trackmaster one with a 3-eye face. So this is what we're going to look at first. So we can see lengthwise it's quite similar, because the Trackmaster Annie and Clarabel follows the Plarail Annie and Clarabel, and the color is different, as you can see. Line it up here, you can see that the color is different. I think the color of this model is not coming across the camera quite well as through my eyes, but you have to trust me on this, that the color looks great. I think it is a bit brighter than usual, but it's also a very different shade of orange, but I think it looks great. So this is the comparison with the Trackmaster Annie and Clarabel. We also have this Plarail Thomas Clarabel, which is the longer version and comes from the Plarail Thomas, the Thomas that steams. And we're looking at this for the color, and I hope it translates well to you that the color is different. So I think my camera's color is having a bit of a variation, but you can at least see that the color is different. And this is the usual color of the roof of Clarabel, and this is the color of the Annie and Clarabel roofs of the Railway illustration. So it's also different. And now we're going to look at the molding. Now this is custom, obviously, but it's transformed from Plarail Annie and Clarabel. So we can see from the top, we can see that the length is the same, and the few ceiling lights, I believe, are the same. And side by side, we can see basically all the details, the molded details are the same. So it is actually the same mold, which is reasonable and what I was expecting. So this is what it is. So that's all from Annie and Clarabel. Great models. And oh, another thing to note is that the sticker, the whole face is a sticker as usual, but the color of the sticker is a bit different from the plastic body color. So it may come off as a bit strange, a bit jarring to some, but I think the sticker is alright. And the sticker is the same as Thomas' side tank, which is also a sticker. And it is worth noting that these stickers are not glossy, but a matte finish. So it's nice and it matches the illustration. So the time has come for us to look at the #1 tank engine himself, Thomas. So as I've said, the colors looks a bit different on camera, I'm afraid, but we can still appreciate it, and also we can compare it with the regular Plarail Thomas, which I have and will show you later. But just take a moment to look at this amazing product. It's just so surreal to actually have this, especially in 2025. It's just surreal to have an original 80th anniversary Railway Series Thomas translated into 3D, let alone an official product of Thomas. So without further ado, let's dive into the actual review. So the differences that we can identify with the top of our heads is the unpainted black highlights on the running board, like the lamp iron and this support thing, which is based on the illustration here, which is all grey. Although it may have been a darker grey or sort of like a black over here, but I think it shows that there is some variation taken into account. So this is the Thomas, and if we look at the side, we can see that this is not reflection, this is actually illustrated. This is actually part of the sticker. As you can see, the sort of reflection styled gradient is actually part of the sticker, part of the illustration. And you can see the lining is not perfect, which is done intentionally to match the Railway Series illustration. And as I've said, this whole thing is a sticker, which is not a feature on the original or the regular updated Plarail Thomas. It is actually actually printed on a plastic body, but this is actually a sticker, and it is matte. And there are 2 points I would like to note. If we zoom out, you may actually be able to see that this example of Thomas, the copy that I have on my hand, actually has a sloping sticker. As you can see, it's high on this side and low on this side. So a bit of a disappointment on the quality control, or sort of the application and execution on the sticker part, and which links back to, I've mentioned, the lack of the transparent area on the box, which I can easily identify and not pick up this model. But no, it's a complete, like a blind box sort of purchase, so there's nothing I can do. I can return it, but it's better to basically decide and be able to see the actual product through the box at the store and make your decision. But that's just me. The second thing is that the sticker is perhaps you can see it's actually matte, unlike the body, which is glossy. So, and the matte sticker actually is quite vulnerable to damages. As you can see, some of, as I've been looking at it, my fingernails or some hard edges on the table actually have carved a little mark on the matte sticker, which is not ideal, but I really like the matte finish of it. So zooming out, I'm going to look at the back, which has virtually no detail, which is fine. And on the other side is just the flip side of it. And looking on top of Thomas, we can see that the lining bandings are the same, and the front area of the cab has the window, which is illustration based, as well as a whistle, which is also based off the illustration, and all of these are quite sketchy and not that perfect, which I believe is the intention. Now, looking at the face, there is something that is open to discussion. I know we all lose our mind over the promotional image and think it's superb, it's perfect, and matches the illustration perfectly. But then some actual images came from some actual product when it released, and somebody said that the white dots are a bit strange, and it sort of looks like people trying to spread the sunscreen on their face but have not finished the jobs. But I think that if we ignore these white dots, then it will look a bit strange, I believe. It's like you have used a marker and highlighted the edge of eyeballs and the face and the mouth of Thomas. It kind of looks like he's poisoned, actually, or possessed. So I think the white dots kind of sells and blends the 3D molding to the sort of 2D outlines of it. So it blends illustration to real life quite well. And as you can see from the illustration, which we can compare, actually the face is really quite close to the illustration, and also the few white dots here is actually matching to the illustration. So I think there is indeed a great deal of care that is put into the design of this face. There is one suggestion, however, as you can see from my lights, that this face is reflective, and actually the whole model apart from the sticker part, which I think it's alright, but I would prefer this model to actually have a special matte finish or a semi-gloss finish. So the first issue that this can solve is to not have this actual reflection of light on the face and the fake reflection that is painted on for the illustration. So I think the issue is we have some actual reflection and fake illustrative reflection, and people can tell them apart, so the fake reflection doesn't look like reflection, and it kind of like breaks the illusion, and some people find it funny, and it's like it's not reflection, so maybe it's like sunscreen, things like that. But if without the actual reflection, I think with just the added on illustration reflection, I think it will look really good. So this is my argument. The second thing that it would benefit from matte coating is that it would match the matte sticker better. But obviously it is a toy, so maybe it has to be glossy to be attractive, I'm not sure. So that's from looking at Thomas alone. We'll have also brought along the the regular Plarail Thomas, so we can compare them side by side. So obviously the Plarail Thomas has been modified for filming. Firstly, I have indeed sprayed semi-gloss varnish on it. So it's not as reflective as the new toy, but we can still maybe look at the colors. So if we look at the buffer beam, we can obviously see the colors are different. The illustration, the Railway Series Thomas matches the illustration with a darker red and a more like a muted color tone and overall. And if we look from afar, we can see that, hopefully, maybe I should face the light source and it may be better. Yes, so you can see the color difference. Obviously it may not come across the camera too well, as I've mentioned, but the regular Thomas has a brighter shade of blue, while this one is more muted, less saturated and darker, which matches the illustration and also sells the illusion or the attention given to creating this sort of Railway Series illustration aesthetics that is different from the CGI or the model series. So if we put this on top of one another, can I believe I can. Yes. So we can look at the side and you can see the differences. Obviously the molding is the same, just like any in Clarabel. It's the same as the regular Thomas. They've swapped some colors, some of the painted details, but the molding is absolutely the same, which I think it's fair enough. and I believe it's a great call to achieve something so different while holding the molding constant. So it's great thinking and also good cost saving while achieving something great. So it's like the perfect balance that you can strike. These 3 lines are painted by me, I believe, so that's not the feature on the original Thomas. So at the back, the line is also added by me, but there is indeed, just started running. So there is indeed a tail lamp there, but the Railway Series Thomas does not. And if it looks on the other side, it's basically the same. If you look at the face, obviously there's the difference between the CGI and the Railway Series face. And unlike Bachmann, which used the same face to try to replicate the differences, I think they've actually used a new molding, created a new molding, a new face for the Railway Series Thomas, which is great. As I've said, great effort. I appreciate that they've created this face, unique face, and also try to keep the cost down through using the same mold. It's just like the perfect blend, the perfect decision, and it's executed quite well as well. So looking at the top of the 2 Thomases, because it's the same molding, the dome is the same and the lining it's the same. It's just a different color and we have different painted details. So that's all for this illustrative Thomas 80th anniversary Railway Series review. And let me bring all of the content back into the screen. This final look, and I believe this is a model that is very well thought out, very great, well designed, and it's executed quite well. Although there is some issues that disappoint me slightly, like the wonky sticker and also the gloss finish, which does not match the sticker, and also the sticker that is a bit easily damaged. But overall, I cannot recommend this product enough to all of you. If you see one in the store, grab it. I saw it in Hong Kong and I actually been hunting it for quite some while, but when I saw it, I actually literally go to the store specifically to pick it up, hoping it's there, and it's there, so I grab it immediately. So I recommend all of you to get it if you can, because it's a great tribute to the Railway Series, and it's like a surreal product, a surreal official product that we can get, and the best one for the 80th anniversary, if I dare to say so. And this is just an amazing product that I cannot thank Plarail enough for creating something like this, and this, after this review, going straight onto my display case with the very well designed box. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video, which is a bit lengthy for a review, for an unboxing review perhaps, and I hope you'll enjoy this product, enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.